Hello students, this is in molecular basis of inheritance. We were discussing about the search for genetic material. In the previous lecture, I told you there are three major experiments which ended with the search for genetic material as the DNA molecule. The first experiment was done by Griffith, Frederick Griffith, in 1928. He performed some experiments in Streptococcus pneumonia bacterium. I already explained about this experiment in detail. Griffith believed that a normally non-virulent R-type bacteria will become a virulent S-type bacteria by a process called transformation, we can say. So because of transformation, a non-pathogenic bacteria will become pathogenic bacteria and it is able to cause disease in mice. How it is becoming S-type, how it is converted means, when we use a heat-killed S-type bacteria with normal R bacteria or non-pathogenic rough bacteria will become smooth bacteria actually. This smoothness is caused due to presence of a polysaccharide capsule, otherwise polysaccharide covering over the cell here. So not only polysaccharide covering, physiologically also that bacteria will be becoming pathogenic, it will cause disease. So Griffith believed that something must have transferred from HK, heat-killed S-type, to R-type. Remember, it is the dead bacteria, heat-killed already. This is the living bacteria, but non-pathogenic. So, living bacteria get some property from the dead bacteria, and because of that property, it becomes pathogenic living bacteria, it becomes. So this process of changing of non-pathogenic into pathogenic is called transformation. But he could not proceed his experiments further. He wanted to know what is that transforming substance. But he could not go further for that. So what he named is that substance is called as transforming principle, he called. So that substance or that property which transfers the non-pathogenic into pathogenic is called transforming principle according to Griffith. But he could not further go in detail. So what happened in the year 1943, like that, some other group of scientists, they started to study about biochemical characterization of this transforming principle. They studied about the biochemical transformation or biochemical characterization of this principle they wanted to study. So I will tell you about a second set of experiment in the search for genetic material. Already I told you, each set of experiment is worth of a 5-mark question. Now Griffith experiment can be a 5-mark question, which was dealt detailed in the previous class. In this class, in this lecture, let me tell you about Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy experiment we are going to see. Okay, just listen here. So, biochemical characterization of what is that transforming principle we are going to see here. Biochemical characterization of transforming principle we are going to see here. So this biochemical nature of transforming principle, what is that transforming principle made up of, like that? From 1928 many scientists believed that protein must be the biochemical nature of that transforming principle. The genetic material must be a protein, like that they were believing. But in 1943 or 44, a group of 3 scientists, they did some experiment and they gave a proof that DNA is the genetic material, DNA is the transforming principle, like that they proved. Who are those 3 scientists? One is called as Avery, we can say. Oswald Avery is one scientist. Remember this terminology. Oswald Avery. Mac Leod is another scientist. And in addition to them, there was a third scientist called McCarthy also. This Avery, Mac Leod and McCarthy, they are called what is that? Et al. Otherwise colleagues we are calling. So Avery and his colleagues, they continued the experiment of Griffith with the same pneumonia bacterium only, with the same mice experiment and everything. They isolated and purified this protein, lipid, carbohydrates, even RNA, everything, DNA, like that. And they studied further effect of that isolation on the transformation. Very simple experiment. Let me explain it here in detail. Okay, listen. What Avery did here means, Avery and his colleagues did here means, they took the same mixture of heat-killed S type and normal living R type bacteria. This is dead bacteria. This is living bacteria. With that, they added one enzyme called proteases here. Protease enzyme was added with this mixture actually. Heat killed S type and R type was taken. R type is living and non-virulent, you may be remembering. With that non-virulent bacteria, they added some protease enzyme in the culture medium. You may be remembering that protease is the group of enzyme which will digest protein. So what Avery planned means, if at all protein is the substance transferred from HKS to R type, when we use protease, that protein will be digested. Do you get my point? If at all the transforming principle is a protein molecule, when we use protease enzyme, that transforming principle will die, otherwise will be digested. So that transformation will not take place, mice will not die, like that they believed. But what happened, listen to me carefully, when this mixture was injected into a mice, they found that still that mice died due to pneumonia here. So the mice died due to pneumonia even if we use protease enzyme. When we use protease enzyme, proteins will be digested. So if the protein is a transforming principle, if, I am using the word if the protein is the transforming principle, then transformation will not take place, they believed. But unfortunately, transformation had taken place and the mice R-type non-virulent bacteria became S-type, otherwise became virulent bacteria. It caused pneumonia in the mice and the mice died. Okay. So from this simple experiment, they came to the conclusion that proteins are not the transforming principle. So it is not the proteins which will cause what is that transformation. Proteins are not the transforming principle. They came to a conclusion. Okay. Second type of experiment they did here was HKS type. Same mixture was taken like Griffith only here also. But this time they used RNase enzyme for this mixture. Remember the spelling here, RNase I am using, not RNase. We are not using here. Ribonuclease it is called. What is the function of ribonuclease? It can digest RNA. It can digest RNA. It may break down the RNA molecule. When we use RNase, if at all the transforming principle is an RNA, if at all the transforming principle is RNA, that will be digested by RNase, so that the transformation will not occur. Is it or not? That is the belief, that is the expectation we made. If protein is there, when you kill the protein, when you digest the protein, transformation should not take place. But here mice died means transformation had taken place. So protein is not responsible for transformation. When you use RNase, if RNA is the transforming principle, then transformation should not take place. With that expectation, they injected this mixture into mice. Same type of experiment with additional enzymes they took. But this time also mice died due to pneumonia. Here also mice died. Mice died means what? Transformation had taken place. This R type has become S type. So transformation had taken place. In spite of using RNase, transformation is taking place means RNA is not the transforming principle. Do you get my point? RNA is the enzyme. This enzyme will digest RNA. Even after digesting RNA, transformation is occurring means RNA is not responsible for transformation. Something else is responsible for transformation. So from the second experiment, what is the conclusion we come here? RNA is also not responsible for transformation. So biochemical characterization is neither protein nor RNA. Then something else, a third molecule, it should be there. They did another experiment with the same combination. Here also they took HKS type, mixed it with a normal non-virulent R type. But this time what they did means they used DNase enzyme, they used actually. Remember the spelling here, DNase it is not. It is DNase. Deoxyribonuclease is the enzyme which will digest the DNA molecule. RNase, ribonuclease enzyme, it will digest RNA. Protease, it is the enzyme which will digest proteins. So, when they used DNase enzyme, that mixture, this mixture is injected into the mice again. Okay, another mice they took and injected it into that mice. This time they found that the mice survived actually. The mice did not die due to pneumonia, it survived. From this, what is the conclusion we are getting? When we use DNase, DNA will be digested. So DNA will become inactive, non-active, like that, it will be broken. When DNA is broken, transformation does not take place. Do you get my point? There is no transformation. No transformation means R will remain as living only, R will remain as non-pathogenic only. So non-pathogenic bacteria will not cause disease. So mice survived, we can say. From this experiment, what is the conclusion we are getting? DNA must be the transforming principle. Neither RNA nor protein, it must be DNA only. So DNA is responsible for moving get transferred from HKS to R type, so that transformation will take place. But when you digest the DNA by DNase, no transformation. Here, no transformation. When no transformation, there won't be any disease. Okay, when there is no disease, mice will survive. If you take that mice and analyze its blood and tissues, means, do you think we will get S-type bacteria there? No, no S-type is possible. But when we took HKS and R only in Griffith experiment, we got S-type from the survived mice. Is it or not? That means pathogenic bacteria were produced. Here it is not there. From this three simple experiment, Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy came to a conclusion that the biochemical nature of transforming principle is neither protein nor RNA, but it is DNA. Even other scientists, later to Avery, some other scientists used carbohydrates, somebody else used lipases, but in all of them, mice died due to transformation. So if mice dies, there is transformation has taken place. That means transforming principle is not affected. When the mice survived, only when we use DNase. DNase is the enzyme which will digest the DNA. Please remember, there is a difference between DNase like that. That is, in plural and all we can use DNase. But this is DNase. Okay, that is the enzyme which is used for digesting the DNA molecule. I hope students you got this point. An important 5-mark question. When proteases were used, transformation had taken place. Mice died due to pneumonia. So proteins are not responsible for transformation. When RNAs were used, mice died due to transformation. So RNA is not a genetic material. When DNAs were used, mice survived. Mice did not die due to pneumonia. That means no transformation. That means DNA is responsible for transformation. When you destroy DNA, no transformation. When you destroy protein, transformation occurred. When you destroy RNA, transformation occurred. So, biochemical characterization of transforming principle is proved to be DNA. By whom? 3 scientists, namely Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy. It is not Kaveri, okay? It is Oswald Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy. They proved biochemical characterization is nothing but DNA molecule. Please make note of this. We will go to the next experiment here. Okay? Another experiment I want to tell you here. Okay? Be fast. I hope you might have written this. We shall continue with the third experiment to prove that genetic material is nothing but DNA. Of course, Avery's experiment is more conclusive than Griffith experiment. But still, many scientists did not accept that experiment. They wanted further proof. They wanted further justification that DNA is the genetic material. Now we are going to see about another experiment which is called as unequivocal support for DNA as the genetic material. It is an unequivocal, what is that, evidence it can be called. What is the meaning of that word unequivocal means? There is no objection for that support, everybody unequivocal support. This is what is that, no objection, objectionless evidence it can be called. Anyhow, this experiment, of course it is a dictionary, you can search this word, a conclusive evidence, an objectionless evidence came from another experiment. This experiment was done by the third experiment to show that DNA is the genetic material. That was given by two scientists actually. One scientist is known as Alfred Hershey, he is called. Alfred Hershey, and another scientist, he is called as Martha Chase. He can be called Martha Chase. Hershey and Chase experiment, it is called generally. Here 5-mark question, very important, at the same time somewhat complicated also. Try to listen to me carefully. A complicated experiment we are going to study. Hershey and Chase experiment it is called. So I am going to tell you about Hershey and Chase experiment for proving that DNA as the genetic material. Already we have seen Griffith experiment, Avery's experiment. I am now telling you about Hershey and Chase experiment. Where this or in which animal or in which organism this experiment was done. Hershey and Chase used bacteriophages for performing this experiment actually. You must be knowing about this word bacteriophage. T4 bacteriophage, lambda, pi x, like that, many bacteriophages are there. What are these bacteriophages? They are viruses. They are the viruses that infect bacteria. The viruses that infect bacteria are called, what is that, bacteriophages. What is the speciality or what these viruses are made up of and how they function, that we have to see before seeing the experiment. Please listen. These viruses are having simplest organization in them. The bacteriophages are having simplest organization. They will have one protein coat like this. They will have one protein coat called capsid, remember, or capsule also it can be called. Inside that capsid is made up of what? Protein, remember. Inside this protein or protein coat there will be either RNA or DNA will be present actually. So the nucleic acid present inside will be either an RNA or DNA, but never both. Remember, both RNA and DNA will not be found in bacteriophages. What Hershey and Chase did means, they took a bacteriophage called T4 bacteriophage, which has got DNA as a material inside it. So there are only two types of biochemical molecules. One is protein, another one is DNA. That is the simplest organization of a bacteriophage. Remember this point. There is no carbohydrate, no lipid, no other organelles present here. Even no other cellular organelles like mitochondria, Golgi complex, nothing is present. The virus is the simplest structure. Coronavirus is a simplest structure, but it affects so many human beings and it has caused a lot of disturbance. Here also, this is the virus which has got simplest organization with a protein and DNA only. This virus called bacteriophage was taken for their study. This Hershey and Chase did one interesting work. They used radioactive isotopes for study for their experimental purpose. They used two types of radioactive isotopes or radioactive substance for their experimental study. One is called as S35, we are telling. S35. Sulfur 35 it is called. This sulfur 35 is the radioactive substance which can be, what is that, or which can be attached or which can be used or incorporated into protein molecules only. Radioactive substance called S35 can be incorporated into a protein molecule because in protein there are some amino acids like cysteine and other things. They have sulfur in them. If at all you use that sulfur 35 in a culture medium, by using that S35, the protein produced will be radioactive. Do you get my point? In a medium, if you use S35, that S35 will be taken as raw material and protein will also become a radioactive protein. So what S35 does? It gives radioactive protein. It gives radioactivity to the protein molecule actually. Another isotope used by Hershey and Chase is P32 we are taking. Phosphorus 32 is another isotope taken by Hershey and Chase. What is the speciality of phosphorus? You know that. Phosphorus is present in DNA. Phosphoric acid, one of the components of nucleotides, the sugar, nitrogenous base and phosphoric acid. That P32 will give radioactive, what is that, DNA actually. So remember, what is the purpose of using radioactivity, you must know here. S35 will be incorporated into the protein. P32 will be incorporated into the DNA. So we can create a radioactive virus by this process. Is it or not? This is the mechanism, this is the basic idea used by Hershey and Chase. In addition to this, you must know about the life cycle of bacteriophage also. Even though bacteriophages or viruses are simplest organization they have, they can attack bacteria. They will be called bacteriophage. Viruses can affect plant cells. Phytophages they are called. Zoophages are the viruses which will affect animals also. Corona is a zoophage actually. It affects the human beings or animals. Now listen to me. What is the role of this bacteriophage or how the life cycle of bacteriophage can be studied? Very simple, listen here. When the virus enters into a bacterial cell, it will inject its genetic material into the bacterial cell. That genetic material of virus will become a part of bacterial genetic material. So bacteria will assume that the viral DNA is its own DNA and it will start producing proteins according to the order given by viral DNA. Do you get my point? Bacteria will believe that viral DNA is its own DNA and it will start producing protein according to it. Because its immune system is not working against this viral DNA. Try to get this point. Our immune cells are there means they will be able to discover, they will be able to detect what is the foreign DNA. But here it is not able to do like that. They will accept viral DNA as their own DNA. So that the virus DNA will produce many copies. Viral DNA will produce many proteins. That protein and copies will join together. Many viral particles will be formed inside the host. Finally, they will rupture this host and come out as many multiple copies. This is how life cycle of virus is taking place. One virus will enter into the bacteria. It will take control of the metabolic machinery of the bacteria. It will synthesize its own coat, its own DNA. Then the DNA and the coat will join together. They will become a complete virus. So like that, hundreds of viruses can be formed within a host cell. Finally, they will break open the host cell and come out as independent. This is the life cycle we are telling. Remember here, there are three stages we can say here. Otherwise, two important stages. One is infection. Another one is blending we are telling. Blending refers to the viral DNA mixes, otherwise blends with bacterial DNA. It will attach itself so that you could not differentiate. That is called, what is that, blending here. Viral DNA will be taken as its own DNA by the bacteria and it will freely produce viral protein, viral DNA and all. Later many copies will come out by bursting open the host cell. So it is harmful only. But bacteria is not helpful. It could not be helped. It will digest. It will produce more proteins and more DNA. This is the life cycle. Now you might have got the idea about Hershey and Chase experiment. Now let me come to the experiment here. What are the points I told you? Around the year 1952, Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase, they gave an unequivocal support that DNA as the genetic material. Even though Avery proved that DNA could be the transforming principle, an unequivocal, objectionless support has come from Martha Chase and Hershey. What they used? They used bacteriophage, not pneumococcus bacteria. They used bacteriophage. Bacteriophages are the viruses that infect bacteria. They will have simple organization with a protein coat and DNA material only. Whenever this bacteria infect a bacterium or host cell, the host will think that viral DNA has its own DNA and it will help for producing viral protein, viral DNA. So there will be multiple copies of viral DNA, multiple copies of viral protein which will assemble, they will be released into many viruses. This is the life cycle. Now what we can do means that virus can be made radioactive. How? By using some radioactive substances. When we use S35, protein will get radioactive because sulfur is present in some amino acids of the protein. When we use a P32, DNA will become radioactive because DNA has got phosphoric acid. Okay. Now let us see what is the experiment done by Hershey and Chase. They took two culture medium for their experimental purpose. They took two culture medium. In one culture medium, S35 was used. In one culture medium, S35 was used so that protein coat became radioactive here. This is the protein coat became radioactive. Here they used S35. So, which has become radioactive? Protein coat. This is the bacteria having radioactive protein in it. This bacteriophage, not bacteria, bacteriophage is not having DNA as the, what is that? Radioactive. It is the normal DNA. So DNA is normal, but protein coat has become radioactive. Do you get my point? Another culture medium, let us take it as A, experiment A. In another experiment called B, what they did means, they took normal protein coat, normal virus, but DNA is the radioactive substance. Here they used, what is that, 32P. Phosphorus 32 was used for radioactive DNA, for making the DNA radioactive. So in this experiment, DNA is radioactive. DNA is radioactive. Here protein is radioactive. I gave blue color for radioactivity. You can distinguish the diagram. Here capsid is radioactive like this. Here DNA is radioactive like this. So DNA is radioactive in one experiment. Here capsid is radioactive. What they did, they allowed this bacteria bacteriophage for infecting the bacteria. Which bacteria is used for that purpose? E. coli bacteria was used for this purpose actually. Now remember, this stage of infecting the bacteria called E. coli, this is known as infection stage, it is called. First stage is known as infection stage. Now remember one point. Already there is a bacterial DNA which is called nucleoid. You may be knowing. Nucleoid is present already. Now the viral DNA enters inside. Here the viral DNA is non-radioactive. Now remember, second stage here will be the viral DNA and bacterial DNA, they join. That joining stage can be called as blending. We are telling. Here this is the bacterial DNA. Here viral DNA got incorporated. They will start using the machinery of the bacterium. They will start using ribosomes and all. Now what happened? Our radioactive capsid will remain outside only. Capsid is not going inside. Only DNA goes inside. Remember that point. In the next experiment, if you see, means we are doing the condition called as centrifugation here. Centrifugation. What is centrifugation? After blending, you will subject that bacteria. Culture plate has got thousands of bacteria. You will culture the thousands of bacteria, cultured bacterium, into a centrifugation tube. Otherwise, you will subject that bacteria for centrifugation. Centrifuge is the machine where the bacterial cells can be rotated with a high number of RPM, rotations per minute. 2500, 3500 rotations per minute, it will be done. With a high speed, if you rotate that bacterium, infected bacterium, you will be getting substances which are heavy settling down. Imagine now, this is the test tube. Here you took the infected bacteria, you subjected it for rotation. When it is subjected for rotation with a high thing, this bacteria will break because you are taking some hypotonic medium also. They will break. They will be blender. There is one instrument like a mixer we use, like that blender equipment is also used. Then centrifuge is also used. Now the DNA will be rotating. The bacteria will be rotating there. Due to that, all the bacterial content will come out. There will be heavy material settling down and light material settling upwardly. This light material is called supernatant. We are telling. It is called supernatant material. This heavy material is the precipitate, we can say. Now what they found here is, after centrifugation in experiment A, Chase and Hershey found that only precipitate was, what is that, non-radioactive. Supernatant became radioactive, they found. Supernatant became radioactive. DNA was non-radioactive as it is. But where from you are getting the supernatant? It is the capsid. You know already capsid has remained outside. Capsid did not go inside. That capsid only became the supernatant here. That is becoming radioactive. Radioactive supernatant is there. DNA which entered inside, whatever copies are produced, they have not become radioactive. You will understand this point further by understanding this experiment. This time, again there was infection with the second experiment I am telling. Here also bacterial DNA. Second one is called blending. In the blending type, what happened? Bacterial DNA got incorporated with radioactive P32 DNA. This is DNA, viral DNA, this is bacterial DNA. Here also protein coat will remain outside. Remember, protein coat will remain outside. This is the capsid. It is non-radioactive. We have taken radioactive DNA in experiment B. We have taken radioactive protein in experiment A. Now, after this, when we go for centrifugation, what do we get here means DNA, otherwise viruses, otherwise precipitate has become, they are more weight actually, they have become radioactive. That means DNA from host is radioactive. Supernatant with capsid is non-radioactive. Do you understand this point? From these two experiments, you can get one point. Which is becoming radioactive? Only the DNA which is radioactive has gone inside, and that has come as multiple copies. When we use S35, it did not become radioactive. S35 remained outside. It has become supernatant. But here precipitate has become radioactive. So in centrifugation, you can separate the blended substance. When you separate them, you will get this precipitate becoming radioactive here. So try to get this centrifugation substance. Here radioactivity happens and here supernatant is non-radioactive. So Chase and Hershey proved that DNA is able to go from generation to generation. DNA only goes inside, that only becomes radioactive in the next generation. Protein does not go inside, it will remain outside only. So outside supernatant only is becoming radioactive. Inside DNA does not become radioactive. Here DNA is non-radioactive. So that is why precipitate also non-radioactive. Here DNA is radioactive, precipitate become radioactive. So host is becoming radioactive. Newly synthesized viruses will exhibit radioactive DNA. Capsid will be not. Here you see, please listen. Both of them are the viruses which are obtained here in experiment A. Both of them are non-radioactive. After host, all are non-radioactive only. But here if you see means capsid is non-radioactive, but DNA remains radioactive. Because who gave the DNA? This bacteriophage gave the DNA. Do you understand the condition here? Both are non-radioactive. Neither DNA nor capsid is radioactive. No, DNA is neither radioactive. Capsid is neither radioactive. But here, DNA alone becomes radioactive. That means, what is the meaning? DNA goes from generation to generation. That is the unequivocal support given by Hershey and Chase for proving that it is the experiment. Okay, let me stop with this. We shall continue in the next class. 3 important experiments I told you so far. One is Griffith experiment, another one is Avery's experiment, third one is Hershey and Chase experiment. Each experiment is worth of a 5-mark question. Please go through the textbook also. Try to understand this condition. When Chase and Hershey gave the support or gave the proof, there is no further need for any experiment to prove that DNA is the genetic material. So when the searching for genetic material ends with Hershey and Chase experiment. Let me stop with this. We shall continue later. Thank you.